No hej, hej, to ja. Witam was w drugim odcinku z Hogwarts Legacy i drugiego odcinka mod rozpoczęcia daily. A dzisiaj z tego co wiem rozpoczniemy w Hogwarcie nasze pierwsze zajęcia. Więc tylko przypominam
I suppose some introductions are in order.
Zostawienia subika i łapki w górę, a my tu już się przedstawić mamy, tak?
Well, I suppose. No.
Dobra, robimy.
Can I help you? Oh, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
It was nice meeting you, Sebastian. I'll let you get back to your book.
Nice meeting you too. Good luck today.
Okej. Sebastian był spoko. Nawet. Kolego.
If you do that, you'll lose. Trust me. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Checkmate.
Told you. You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
We handled it. And I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling.
Ha, not the way I fly. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kagawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Okej. I nam ostatni został już.
I think I heard one.
Syreny.
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
I'd much rather have arrived on time and without a dragon attack en route.
I'm sure. How horrible. I can only imagine. Well, it's good to have you in Slytherin. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
Okej.
Is the new fifth year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
I mam dla was pewną wiadomość, bo już pojutrze, jeśli się nie mylę, będziemy jako uczeń Ravenclaw, bo chciałbym wam pokazać też inne domy i w ogóle, więc pojutrze raczej już będziemy troszeczkę inaczej wyglądać. Oczywiście misje takie same będą, a zmieni się tylko nasz wygląd i dom, ponieważ będziemy w Ravenclawze będziemy. A potem w Gryffindorze i w Hufflepuffie. Chyba, jak się
Good morning.
uda.
I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Ale księga. Dobra, mamy coś. Kartki nam uciekają. Coś?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Okej.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way.
Dobra, idziemy. Ale zanim to tutaj
I
sobie
certainly would have
otworzymy.
appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the
Nie
guide
możemy
will
jeszcze.
also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
Ale wąż. No, to będzie
The
ciekawe.
guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up. You've been Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field
Revelio
guide can
mam
provide?
rzucić?
Revelio.
O! Mamy kartę, tą nam uciekła chyba, tak? Posąg ten przedstawia kelpie. Demona Irlandii, okej. Właśnie odblokowanie, wyzwanie przewodnika. Tutaj pojawiają się twoje postępy, okej. Otwórzmy go sobie. Wyzwania. Strony przewodnika. Eksploracja, misje, walka. Pokój życzeń. O! Będzie pokój życzeń chyba tutaj. A, i tutaj też będziemy nagrody jakieś. Dobra. Fajne, fajnie, to jest fajne. Bardzo się mi to podoba.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Revelio.
Nie, na razie nie ma tu nic więcej. Żadnych kartek. Nie chcemy wejść. Liverino jeszcze nie chcemy wejść.
Lumos.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Otwórz mapę. Okej, zobaczmy. Dobra. Tutaj sali głównej szukamy. O, mamy chyba. Okej. To chyba wiem, na czym
And here we are.
polegać będzie.
Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to
No,
replace
do
the supplies
Hogsmeade
you
się
lost on the way here.
wybierzemy. Fajnie, fajnie. Na
Thank
razie
you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to
dziękujemy.
absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good
okej.
luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Dobra, czyli już
I tried to prove them.
na zajęcie mamy iść? Nie. Z
I thought it was
Figiem
like an interesting.
mamy...
It's good to see you,
parę-
Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
No nie chcę jej, no.
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Widziałem coś.
Now, as capable
Tam
as you
coś
are, I believe the
latało
ability you
chyba
possess
w
obliges
tle
you to be well trained.
koło
Happily, you have the benefit of an
Profesora Figa.
exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever
tam.
enchantment we included in the
Tam.
field guide's map?
kartka
Unfold
jakaś.
it and have
To
a
chyba
look.
ta z przewodnika. Czarną magią. A dawajcie na czarną magię sobie.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Okej, i tutaj coś chyba widziałem, tą kartkę. O, jest! Ale czy ja ją dosięgnę? Nie mogę. Aj. Nie dam rady, no trudno.
Revelio.
No trudno. To pójdźmy na lekcję już. Źle idziemy na mapie, mam to pokazane. Dobra, tam. Ale super, super grafika, naprawdę super. Ale dobra, już mamy iść na pierwszą lekcję. To idziemy, ale tutaj miałem misję z tego, co widziałem.
Revelio.
In trouble, are we? Been up to no good? Thought as much.
Nie, chyba nie ma tu nic. Chyba tu nic nie ma. Ale dobra, mamy pójść na lekcję obrony przed czarną magią. Rozpocznijmy więc.
Is that all you've got?
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Okej, mamy opanować zaklęcie Leviosa. To chyba już opanowałem to robienie zaklęć, bo... Albo jednak nie. Aj, no i się nam nie udało. Nie udało się nam. Dobra. Dobra, mamy. Leviosa. Leviosa.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Okej, czy my walczyć będziemy? Okej.
Let
No.
us begin with the basic cast.
I coś innego.
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then
dwójka to
basic cast.
Leviosa.
Remember, a surprised opponent is a Levioso. Good. Now, the basic. Well
I
done.
nawalamy, tak?
Levioso. Levioso.
Do góry,
Levioso.
do góry. I teraz...
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel.
Okay.
Using only Levioso,
Czyli będziemy walczyć, dobra.
and Protego. You may begin.
Dobra, czyli... Okej.
This should be
Protego.
easy.
You're good. How perceptive. Thank you. Stupid Protego. Levioso.
Dobra, i teraz
You're paying attention.
walimy.
That is how you cast Levioso.
O, już? Dobra.
Not bad for a beginner.
Wygraliśmy.
You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Okej.
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
You dueled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Okej, mamy to już. To z
Nice work.
Sebastianem mamy.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, You might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Okej.
Till next time.
To teraz idź. Mamy lekcję zaklęć. Dobra, to idziemy już. Mam
Revelio.
nadzieję, że fajnie będzie. Revelio, czy coś tu jest? Nie ma tej kartki. Dobra, idziemy dalej. Na minimapce to mamy. Jeszcze do góry musimy pójść. Tu będzie
Professor
chyba-
Ronan tends to go on a bit.
Chyba tu już, tak? No co tam jest? Poziom. A, F, dobra, F.
Here! Behind you! There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Akcja. Akcja patron. O, źle to zrobione, ale dobra, mamy to, tak? Ta. Super.
Akio.
Akcja.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air.
Idziemy na dwór
After
chyba,
me.
z tego co wiem. Polatać na miotłach może, albo coś takiego. Zobaczymy. Bardzo bym fajnie było, a jakbym polatał, okropnie by fajnie było. No dobra, zobaczmy.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Tego tu nie widziałem jeszcze. Co to może być tej kule?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment.
Okay.
Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done.
Dobra, okej. Od tej sobie. Zacznijmy. Okej, już! Hej! Już.
Stay focused.
Ajajaj. Wiem, papa,
Very good.
jak to robić. Coś o pomysł tutaj chodzi, tak? Okej, już.
Excellent control there.
O, fajnie, dobra, super.
Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red.
To
Clear?
będziemy grać.
Yes, sir.
Here we go!
Okej, to już wiem. To będzie bardzo trudne.
That is how it's done.
I tyle powiem, że to będzie akurat bardzo trudne. Dobra, już! Proszę. Dobra, mamy to. 50. No. Jeszcze. Ajajajajaj.
There we go.
Ej, ale to fajne jest. Bardzo fajne. Dobra, już... O Jezu, za szybko. Chociaż... Ej! Dobra. Ej, no nie! Wywali mi moją kulę. Da się tak? Ajajaj. Czyli będzie remis, chyba że ja rozwalę to teraz. Dobra, już! Rozwalę. Chociaż, no.
A
Jest.
perfect score. Remarkable.
Mamy remis.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
O kurczę.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Watch this.
Ajajaj. Będzie 50.
That is how it's done.
Już mogę? No, dobra. To jeszcze nie. Ale teraz to zróbmy. Dobra, już! Ajajaj. No. O, 50. Będzie. Jest. Jest 50. Super. Ja chcę zaremisować to chociaż. O! 30, tak? Tak. 30. O, no, robi się bardzo ciekawie. Dobra, jeszcze nie. Dobra, już! No nie, 30. Tak samo, a chciałem ten... A 50 chciałem w sumie. To bym... wygrał. No, dawajcie to skrzynię. Czy to mnie popchnie? Okej, teraz czy zaremisuję to? O, wszystko gra jest, tak? Tak. Dobra, już! Nie wiem, co się stało za bardzo. Coś się rozwaliło, ale dobra. Walić to, walić.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Well, it's been nice talking and competing with you.
And with you. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans. If you're so inclined.
If you would.
Well,
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Revelio. Accio. You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Okej. To wiemy. O, patrzcie.
Levioso!
Leviosa nie działa. Chyba. Ale dobra, już. Chodźmy.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Revelio. Hello, you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Okej, teraz tak. Akceptuj. Tu będzie misja. I teraz mamy pójść do pani Weasley z tego, co się nie mylę. Wyznacz drogę. Ale tym się zajmiemy w kolejnym odcinku, więc do zobaczenia jutro. Pa, cześć. No, pa.